Hello Marie, I've just come out to you and just going back over those old times. Do you remember when we were at the Sylvestrian and I was on the stage about a few years ago now? Do you remember that? And I seemed to be drawn at the time to, I think it was your daughter, and I was having to double check who was with her. And the Spirit Side of Life were telling me she was a carer, or she was wanted to be a carer at that point. That's right, isn't it? And I remember the lady who was coming forward from the higher side of life felt very much like a grandmother. And I remember getting this name through, and I was stretching your daughter's name from Marie to something else. And I remember saying, I've got to stretch her name. And it turned out like Maria or something like that, wasn't it? Maria, that's right, the grandmother's name. And then I started getting all this information flooding into my mind about a place in Kirby. And I'll let you take up the story there, because you just mentioned to me what I was saying to you at that point then.
Well, you mentioned the Falcon, which Maddie didn't realise that's where I met her father. And then you mentioned the school opposite, which is All Saints, the school Maddie went to. And then you said you were turning by All Saints away from the Falcon and All Saints and coming up a drive, which you thought was Cherryfield Drive, which it was.
Which I said Cherryfield Drive at the time, didn't I?
Yeah, but you weren't sure.
I wasn't sure whether it was on Cherryfield Drive or off Cherryfield Drive.
And you said, I'm going up Cherryfield Drive, I'm going past a park, open fields, coming to the town centre. And then you got confused because you said, I'm turning off there, and I don't know why, because you didn't really know Kirby.
No, that's
And I'm
right.
doubling back on myself. And I'm at a row of houses, and you're in the middle of this row of houses.
That's right, yeah.
Which you like directed, you couldn't have given better description on how to get to my house.
Yeah, yeah. I remember giving some numbers out there, but I can't remember that I actually give the number of your house. But I remember also seeing like another house a couple of doors up, because that's where another relative lives, isn't it? That's right, because I could just see the group of you sitting there, and I was getting this Cherryfield, whatever it was, which it turns out to be Crescent. And I could see two houses, only about 3 or 4 doors away from each other, or whatever it was.
Well, we'd also the 6 doors.
6 doors, yeah.
And you'd also said someone with you lived so many doors the other way, which the friend who was with us lives 3 doors the opposite way.
That's right, yeah, but I remember you were all having a good laugh about this and joking with each other. How did you feel, Marie, when you came home after that show about that past the reading?
Well, I felt great, because as I say, you couldn't have, I'd never met you before, and I hadn't even heard about you. But the way I thought other people sitting in the audience, because you literally directed me right to my door within like 2 doors, they would have thought, oh, we must know her. And I was like, oh, do you know, that's what people are going to think I know him, because you were so precise on getting us there.
That's right, yeah, yeah.
And I felt as if, as I say, other people would have thought, oh, he's got to know it to direct it, but I'd never ever met you.
No.
Didn't hear about you until someone mentioned about St. Sylvester's.
That's right, yeah.
And as I say, I come back, I was made up.
Yeah. I remember coming out to your house with my wife to visit you after the show. It was a couple of weeks later, or a couple of months later, I can't remember what it was.
You come to do readings with
That's
someone,
right, yeah.
And then I was at not trouble with my granddaughter, but I got in touch with you over concerns that I had with her.
Yes.
And you and Elizabeth, do you call her Liz?
Elizabeth, that's right, yeah, I call her Liz, yeah.
Yeah, come out to the house to see us over it, and you were here for about an hour and a half.
And do you remember when the light went on, Marie?
That was when...
That was spooky, that, you know, the light goes on in this room, and I'm saying, oh, someone must have just switched it on. But we checked the switches, and the switches were still off. And this light was on, and then it stayed on for a little while, then just went off, and that was that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So even for a medium, it can be a little bit spooky, you know, you get used to these things, you know.
Well, as I say, I am used to things like that happening here, lights going on, doors shut, and
that's right,
hearing footsteps upstairs, coming down the stairs when I'm here on my own.
But this is the excellent thing about yourself, Marie, because you know and you accept 100%, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Your loved ones are around you.
Oh, yeah.
To you, this is normal, isn't it? You've got the right attitude. A lot of people think to themselves, oh no, it's something else. I mean, it's been happening so many times, and you now know that it's not other reasons, not just the wind blowing or something like that. you're just something you've come to terms with, isn't it? Yeah.
As I say, at first it was, oh, what was that? And then I think it was when I was speaking to you, you did say you didn't feel bad when you say it was all good.
That's right, felt family.
Yeah, family. And
that's
then,
right.
like, after that, it was just,
Yeah.
I'll just accept it, and you know, if things get moved, I've just got to go looking to find out where they've been hidden them.
And wasn't it was your grandmother's surname that came through at one point as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, my dad's mum,
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
That was at St Sylvester's.
There's St Sylvester's, that's right, yeah. I don't know if you know about this, I know we weren't talking about this before, but I went to a lady's house across the way there to do a reading, and as I was sitting there, a spectre went through the house and was telling me that it goes through a few houses there, and I believe it's a bit of a well-known character on the estate. It
is, because when Robin was seeing this man and a child, I think it was a little boy, and Karen, whose house she went to, she'd lived here a lot longer, do you know the area, do you know different places along this road, and Marie asked her, but said to her, like, don't laugh at me, but do you know anything about a man and a little boy? And Karen burst out laughing and went, oh, not you as well.
Yeah, that's
right.
Because
her daughter, she doesn't actually see anyone, but she can sense that it's a man and a boy.
Yeah.
And they have had problems in their house.
Yeah.
But they're not happy. Well, the daughter accepts it, but sometimes she feels it's not good spirits.
Well, I know when I was sitting there on that path, I was just sitting talking to him. This guy walked through, you know, and I knew what it was. I didn't want to bring it to her attention, and so I mentioned it gently. He said, "Oh yes, it's been happening." So I believe he walks right through a few of these properties. Yeah. He said, "That's right." But it felt to me that this gentleman, when he was this side of life, this was a route he used to take time and time again. Of course, well before the estate was built. Yeah. And of course he was still making this same journey, but again, although she didn't feel totally comfortable about it, it's one of those things that seems to go round here. Yeah. Happenings occur here, perhaps it needs a thorough investigation one time. Okay, so I want to thank you, Marie, for allowing us to come out and have a chat with you. And so generally speaking, you felt very positive about the show at that time.
Every time I see it, even if I go and see it and I don't get a reading. But when you were in Kirby, you did actually come to me, and you were saying someone very, very close to you nearly passed over, and I was going, no, no, and you were insisting on it, and I was still going, no, no one's been like at death's door and come back again, and it's so stupid, but it was my daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the time, because I didn't think she was going to die.
Yeah, yeah.
With you saying
yes.
she nearly passed over,
yeah.
And I was going no, and it wasn't until afterwards I thought that was for me, because you had to go on to something else. Because
right.
I was saying
that's right.
No, it's nothing to me, and then when we come out, I could have kicked myself because I thought it was Marie.
That's right.
Because she did nearly die.
That's right.
But because I knew I don't know why I knew she wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't make the connecting. But yeah, I think you were with me for about 2 minutes going, someone near passed her, and I'm going, no, and you're going, it's definitely for you, and I'm going, no.
And that's one of the frustrating things when you're a medium and you perform, because you can feel as though it's definitely for that person. The person might be shaking their head, and all you can do eventually is just leave it
is
with
say, I'm sorry, I'll have to
I know,
leave it.
That's right, and move
and then
on.
once you went, it was,
I know. Exactly, I know. But so I'm going to close on this little slot of video, but it's been very nice for you to let me come out and just have a chat with you about that particular time and how it affected you, because a lot of people out there are very interested to know not just what happens at shows, but also the effects on those people, how they think about the spirit world, whether they accept them or reject them.